high school football started Friday, and today's Monday, so I'm already a few days late, plus like 2 days and stuff started like a month ago, so I'm really late. But I've been wanting to make this video for a while and explain my experience of never playing football before. Like I didn't play Pop Warner, I didn't play middle school, and I didn't play high school up until senior year. And what my experience was just going in blind. It's not like I didn't like football. That was not the case. Like it's always been my favorite sport. I just never played it. I played basketball instead of football, like during like Pop Warner days and elementary school and stuff like that. And then middle school, I got sick, so I couldn't really, I missed a lot of middle school. I wasn't in any athletics. And then my freshman year, I transferred from a different school, and I didn't know any of the football guys. I didn't know a lot of people, but I knew a lot of people in tennis. So I played tennis all of my freshman year. And then halfway through my sophomore season at playing tennis, I transferred over to basketball. And my basketball skills did not exactly hold up from when I was 10. So that was definitely an interesting experience. And then after basketball, I went back to tennis, and I hated it. I did not like it. I love this sport. I love playing tennis. I just didn't like the entire program. And I got in arguments with the coaches a lot, just about over different things. So I was like, okay, if I don't play tennis my junior year, I'm either going to play basketball again and embarrass myself, or play football and embarrass myself. And that's when I found out that we were getting a new tennis coach, like a whole new tennis staff. Like we actually got an assistant coach also this time. So I'm like, okay, I'm going back to tennis. And the assistant coach and he was awesome. He really helped me improve. He was a great coach. We got along perfectly. But me and the head coach did not necessarily get along very well. And at the end of my junior year, I was like, I'm not going to look back on and life. I'm not trying to be like a has-been or some kind of person looking back on high school as my glory days, like I peaked or something. But I don't want to be like one of those people when I'm 30 or 40 or something and be like, oh, I should have played football. I've grown up loving the sport. It's always been my favorite sport. I just haven't played it. And I was like, I'm not going to do that. Because there's a lot of kids who will play throughout middle school, and then they'll play their freshman year or their sophomore year or something. Then they'll quit because they're not put on varsity, and then they'll come back their senior year to try to be put on varsity. And I didn't want to be one of those people that were looked at like, oh, you're only playing to be on varsity or something like that. It's like, no, I want to be here for the sport. So my junior year ends, and I tell my tennis coach, I'm like, yo, I don't want to play tennis anymore. I want to play football. And it did not go over well. But I was like, okay, I can do this. Now I'm not saying I was an amazing football player. I wasn't. I was not good at really at all. I mean, I was better at it than I was at basketball, but that's not the point of this video, okay? Anyways, halfway through my junior year, I decided I wanted to transfer to football. So I switched over into the off season, and I worked out with them. And throughout that entire time, and throughout that whole summer, all I did was practice, because I wanted to prove to everyone that I could do it. And like I said, again, I was not necessarily the best player, but I felt like my hard work paid off for such a short amount of time. And yeah, so that summer, my best friend actually, he was a grade above me, and he won MVP that season. He was an all-district player and stuff like that. He was good. And every day we'd go to the field after school during the winter and stuff like that, all summer, and work on my routes and catching, because I loved catching. I wanted to be a receiver so bad, or a tight end. And I eventually, I got to be one. But that's what I would do every day, is just work on what I wanted to be. And I'm not trying to just pat myself on the back. I'm just saying, if this is something you want to do, then go after it. Don't just be one of those people who get there and it's I don't want to be a guard, I'm not going to play anymore. Or I don't want to be a tackle, I don't want to be a... You know what I'm saying. So like I work on it, and then the season came around, 2 days started. So 2 days started like on like 2 or 3 days after my birthday in July. So I was like, okay, I can do this. I get put on as a tight end, and our offense didn't necessarily use tight ends. It was more like 2 slot receivers, kind of more on the inside instead of like a blocking, like a typical blocking tight end. So it was basically like a 4 receiver set, and I got to be one of those, which was awesome. I loved it. This, like in practice, just doing stuff like that, like it was great. And then for defense, I got to be a defensive end, and I wanted to be a defensive. Like if I had to choose a defensive position, it would have been D end. But I was like, oh, I don't really want to play this as much as I do receiver. And then I ended up liking D end more than I liked receiver, like because you got to be, I don't know how to, not more aggressive, but more aggressive in a sense, I guess. What I'm trying to say is, don't predetermine what you want to be. Like, actually give it a shot and just keep going and keep grinding and prove to yourself that you can do it. Like, it's not that bad. I have like some old huddle stuff pulled up, and again, I'm not trying to be the Uncle Rico. So the thing that sucked was my very first scrimmage. We played it actually where I'm living right now. It was really like that welcome to football moment, you know, that everyone always talks about. So this play, this was like one of the first snaps. My form is all, ugh. I was playing left end, and I had the red cleats on and blue socks, and like I was pursuing the quarterback or running back or whatever, and I get laid out, absolutely laid out on a blindside block from a kid that's literally like 5'4". I'm 6'3", and I was like probably 205 during this time, and I got destroyed. And that was definitely like the, oh, okay, that was embarrassing. Like, so this is how it's gonna be. I was like, oh my god, like that was awful. And it didn't hurt or anything. I was just like, oh my god, I just got embarrassed by a little kid. Like, I didn't even see him, okay? Chill out. Like, it's not that funny. This is the part that sucked. This part sucked. This was my first scrimmage, and all that hard work, I was ready to play and everything. And I'm left end, so I'm the one closest to the camera on the D line. And I get high load right there. So I got a micro tear, or basically a tear, in my meniscus. So I was out for like, I was out completely for the first week or two. In my 3rd and 4th week, it was like super limited play. And that sucked. Like, I don't understand how guys can bounce back so quickly from injuries, like way worse than that. Because I wasn't like a massive injury, but I remember like I had to go to physical therapy for weeks and weeks just for like such a simple thing. It was annoying because like all that dedication I put in just kind of, it was gone. Until I got to play like 2 or 3 snaps against Canyon, Texas, which is also where I live today. So this was like the first thing I got to do, and it was a 2-point conversion. So I got to go in and try to help block it, and I did. That was me tackling, and then Caleb, this meatball of a player, you know, it kind of looks like he came in and finished the job. I was scared I was gonna get my ankles broke, but yeah, I was just proud of myself, honestly. Like, it looks like such a minute thing, but it's like, it was like me showing myself that I can do this and not get destroyed by a kid a quarter of my size. So that was that, and I was hyped, I was ready. So 55 was our starting D end. He's a monster. He's a year younger than me. He's a junior. Absolutely ridiculous. And then I was 3rd string tight end, or D end, I'm sorry. So there were 2 starting D ends, and I was the 3rd one behind them. And one of them wasn't able to play the last few weeks. until like the last game or so, or last 2 games or so. So I became a starter. I just got to this point where like I can do this. I can do this, and that's what you just gotta keep telling yourself. Like if you're thinking about playing or not, is that no matter what happens, just keep striving for doing what you want to do, doing what you love. And I loved football. I sound like Uncle Rico again, but still. I think this was my favorite game we played. This was Estacado, and I was nervous as hell because we got destroyed. I think we went 1-9 or something last season because we got a brand new coach and a brand new system. So it was different from what a lot of the guys knew, and obviously it was new to me. But that entire coaching staff was amazing. Estacado is the school near Lubbock, Texas, and they were just freaks of nature. Like it's like playing against a collegiate team, for us at least. It was rough, but yeah, this was like during the transition from new coaches, so we weren't exactly projected to win a lot, but it was definitely like a necessary season, and I can't wait to see what these guys do now. But like, this was the very first play, and I remember and I got the running back that was, he destroyed me for the rest of the game, but that was like, I was so proud. Oh yeah, this was hilarious. Okay, so the quarterback went inside the pocket, and then my buddies who were DTs, they were actually twin brothers, and I helped them. I got like an assisted tackle on that, but then the announcer said that I got the sack, and they were raging. It was so funny. And then after like all of this, I finally got to go in like consistently, kind of like on an offensive drive. I think it was the 9th week of the season, and this was the only catch I had all year. But like to me, it was just worth it to play. You can see my goofy ass run right here. And pocket collapses. And then I get destroyed. But we're not going to talk about that. It was just like the little things like that that made everything, like all the work and all the dedication, just like, it just made me proud of myself. And I hope that if you're deciding to play, if you are interested in playing, to do it. Like pursue what you want to do and don't have any regrets with whatever you do in life. But for football, like if you're just becoming a senior, like just go ahead and do it. If you don't have any other sport to play, or if you've been wanting to play for a while, just go ahead and do it. Hopefully you won't regret it. Like it was a great experience in my life. I met a lot of great people, and I like it. It was awesome. So thank you all.